I got a cold email from Edwin saying, "I heard about you through Mark from tennis." So first of all, thanks, Mark. And second of all, if this is a testament to anything, it's that you should just make friends and do what you like to do and be open to opportunities along the way. And you don't have to be like networking all the time. So when I first got the film from Edwin, he sent it with a temp score. And then, of course, this is the dialogue and sound effects track. It's an animation, so there isn't really like film sound, so to speak, but this is what he had at the time. And the temp score was actually pretty good. It was edited well, and it hit a lot of points that Edwin wanted me to hit. And I found some other places that could use some emphasis, but it gave me a really good starting point. So there was like not too much guesswork involved. So once I get the film in Logic, I just have a session with the entire film in it. And I'm going to put markers for all of those points. The points where I have the beginnings of cues, like here's M1, and then all of the emotional beats and any stingers or any points that I think are important that I need to pay attention to when I'm writing. Once that's done, if I need to add any other instruments, like if it's a special kind of project, I'll put them in my Logic session now and then duplicate the file. But this is a very traditional kind of orchestral score, which is already in my template, so I didn't really have to change anything. I just went ahead and made copies for each of the 4 cues. Before I begin scoring, it's really helpful for me to write a theme or even a suite to help me establish the motifs that are going to be used throughout the entire film. The way I usually start that is by writing a piano sketch. I usually do more than just melody. I usually also play the left hand in as well. I think I must have done that and then deleted it later. So here's what the bare melody sounds like. Once the theme is sketched, I decide what instruments play where, so I'm orchestrating now. So I'll show you how that turned out just with the melody first. The clarinet starts. And later on, the strings play it. To serve as the backbone and to give it some more drive, I added some rhythmic strings at the beginning. And later on, the woodwinds and brass play something similar. Then I added some transitions, percussion, and counter melodies, and here's how version 1 of M1 turned out. Of course, there's always a revision process, so in version 1 of this cue, Edwin said that this moment kind of lost energy and he wanted to keep it going, so I'll play it for you before I made the change. And here's that section in the final version of the cue. I mentioned that the main theme would give me the motifs that I would use for the rest of the film, so here's a couple examples of that. In M2, I'm using abbreviated fragments of the theme to make it sound a little bit more nervous. In M3, I'm playing the theme in a diminished scale instead of a playful Lydian Mixolydian mode, now that things are a little bit crazier. When they're swinging through the woods or the jungle, I give the theme a heroic and adventurous feel by putting it in the brass. And in M4, I slow the motifs down for a more sentimental feel. And in the credits, the theme is more relaxed. I've done that by taking out the grace notes, and I've made the accompaniment pattern more regular and less nervous. I wanted to release a soundtrack for this film, but the cues themselves are quite short, so I wrote an extended version of the end credits theme, and I'll play a little bit of that now. The easiest way to get the soundtrack is to follow the card in the video, which will give you a link, and that is going to be in the description if you can't see it in the video for some reason.